so Mark, the short answer is that the police aren't responsible for paying you for appearing at court.
Well, if I get any more notices to appear from the New Zealand Police, I just won't be there. I'll send you in a written appearance saying this is just crap. As it is, I've sent Selwyn Horworth an invoice for his orders he gave me, and I don't see. I mean, does a fee schedule not hold any bearing in law?
No. Not.
It's a common. We live in a common law of the land, don't we? It's a common law country.
No, we don't. In court as a defendant, and you failed to attend.
I did attend.
I know, but I'm talking about in the future.
In the future, there's not going to be any contract between myself and the New Zealand Land Transport Agency for you guys to enforce upon me. Are you legally trained, Verdun?
I am.
You are. So can you explain to me what that means? G'day people. Well, I don't know if you've been following or not, whether or not you've heard me bring up the Ministry of Justice lately. I spoke to Sophie in regards to finding out about who to bill for my attendance at court. I was there to represent the defence, so just as James was there to represent the police, and Selwyn was there to represent the Justice of the Peace. Yeah, I was just playing my part. Now, I still have all of the old original correspondence from them from 7 months ago. The letters from old Neil Winterbottom, my correspondence back to him, which I got no response from. All of the correspondence that they sent me, you know, all the certificates of accuracy, letters from the police, transport agency stating that I have a current licence, all my summary warnings and offences, my criminal and traffic history. They do this to scare you. A 3-page unsigned, unsworn statement from a lying piece of shit, namely Neil Winterbottom. You know, even his certificate of accuracy for his speedo, Neil's certificate of accuracy was saying that he's competent. Okay, yeah, because he needs a piece of paper to tell him that he's competent. Even the radar logbook, you know, and all I did was send in a letter asking for any and all correspondence relevant to the matter, and they sent me the fucking lot. Alright, so, and you know, being in all fairness, I sent them my fee schedule. Now you can see this number here, V1778199. okay, that's something they wrote. Okay, this is what they sent me back that they have entered into the actual filing. Okay, so they can't say they didn't get my fee schedule. Now you might see here in section 10, time usage for court appearances. Alright, under protest and duress 3,600, voluntarily 1,800. okay, that's for 30 minutes. For 60 minutes it's 3,600, and basically it's $1 a second. Alright, $1 every second, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 times 60 is 3,600. I'm sure there are many people out there that charge a lot more than that for their time, but that's what I consider my time being worth. As they were given notice of my fee schedule and never bothered to say, hey look, we're not happy to pay this, they just went ahead and carried on. Well, their silence is acquiescence, so they're happy to pay it in my book. So what I did is I jumped onto the New Zealand Police website, and on the website I emailed them, contact us. I wish to send an invoice for the time that I appeared in court in regards to a matter of the police. And I got a response from here from Verdun Tafara. Now it's got some fucking warning here. The information contained in this email is not intended for the addressees only. The may contain privileged information. It may being the key word there, may also be subject to the provisions under section 50 of the Policing Act. Wouldn't have a clue, don't understand it. So giving me this warning, I'm going to ask him this disclaimer or warning at the bottom here. Are they giving me legal advice, and if so, are they legally trained? Because I don't understand it. Simple as that. Thank you for your inquiry, it says. Hi Mark, thank you for your inquiry. I am the Prosecutions Manager for North Shore. I need a little more information before I can properly consider your request. It wasn't a request. Could you explain how you came to appear at court, what capacity you appeared in, and whom you were instructed by? The usual situation is that the police, as a distinct party to proceedings, are responsible for the party for court appearances only if a party were instructed by us and appeared on our behalf. Well, I was given a notice of a hearing in respect to this. I sent them correspondence asking who the hell the defendant is, because it's got my name on this shit. I got no response back. So just to stay in honour, of course I'm going to show up. I still didn't get an answer there and then. I asked the duty solicitor, Joe, who I currently have a complaint filed against the New Zealand Law Society against, because she walked out. I asked her, one of my many questions was, who's the defendant? Who are they claiming's done wrong? You know, the name. Anyway, so yeah. So what he's done is he's even side at Verdun. So he's been very informal. He's man-to-man speaking here. It's just Mark and Verdun. There's no Mr. or prosecutor or whoop-de-doo. Senior Sergeant Verdun Tafara is about to get a phone call from me. And you know, yes, I do sound like a bit of a dickhead because I've had three of my teeth ripped out, as you can probably guess. So, and there's more still to come out. Not fun. But then, you know, it's my own fault. Don't brush your teeth, they rot. You have to get them pulled out. Not good. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to give Tafira a call and see if he can clarify some shit for me. He's given me a direct dial number here, so I'll give that a whirl.
Good morning, Verdun Tafara speaking.
G'day Verdun, how are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking to?
My name's Mark. I got an email from you this morning in regards to a North Shore request for who to send an invoice to.
Yes, Mark, I don't quite understand what the situation is, so if you could just tell me,
Okay.
in fact, we'd retained you, that would be handy.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, it was either Senior Constable Neil Winterbottom or it would have been James Gallagher. They were the two there representing the police, weren't they?
Yeah, but did they ask you to appear on their behalf? Was there any agreement of that type?
Well, I don't know what you mean by agreement. I sent a fee schedule, a notice of fee schedule for my attendance in court matters. I got no response back saying there was a problem. So I showed up. I attended. I was present at court. I was there representing the person, or what I thought was the defendant. I actually sent paperwork off to the officer in charge, who was Neil Winterbottom at the time, asking for him to please identify who the defendant was, and I got no response. So, I mean, I've got paperwork with my name on it. I'm asking who the defence is. Now, as far as I'm aware, James was there playing his part as the prosecutor. Selwyn Horworth was there playing his part as the JP. Neil was there playing his part as the witness. Now, if you guys wanted me to sit there and play part as a defendant, then I don't do things for free. You guys are all getting paid for your time. I gave you guys notice of my fees for attending.
Oh, Mark, were you there as a defendant?
I was there to represent the defence. Are you there?
So what were you charged with, Mark?
Well, I wasn't charged with anything. The defendant was charged with failure to produce a driver's licence when, ironically, on the side of the road, when Constable Neil Winterbottom, there was no enforcement officer present at the time, but when Constable Neil Winterbottom asked me to produce a driver's licence, I simply said to him I would be happy to produce a driver's licence if he ordered me to do so. And he said flat out, I'm not ordering you to do anything. So if he's not going to order me to produce a license, which I had on me and would have happily produced, I gave him a conditional acceptance, then that's a trumped up charge to begin with.
Mark, hold on.
Sure.
So you were appearing on a charge of failing to produce a driver's licence?
I was there, present as a man. I was there to represent the defence that had a charge against them as...
Hang on, Mark. What I'm asking is, were you the defendant? Were you the person that was charged? It sounds to me like you were.
I'm a man. My person, the legal person, had an allegation against him made by the legal entity named the police.
Okay. Listen, Mark, we don't pay fees to defendants for appearing in court. It's that simple.
Why not? Is my time not valuable? I mean, it's not my case, it's your case, isn't it? You guys brought the charge.
Time is valuable or not, but the system works such that the police pay for the police appearance.
Yeah?
The appearance of the defendant is at the bequest of the government through the police.
So do I charge the Ministry of Justice for my fees? Because I've given North Shore District Court and I've given New Zealand Police my fee schedule. You guys have even filed it as part of your claim, of your allegations. It's in your paperwork.
The appearance of a defendant at court attracts no fees.
I was a man appearing to play that part as a defendant. I wasn't the defendant. No one identified me as the defendant at any time.
Okay, so Mark, the short answer is that the police aren't responsible for paying you for appearing at court.
Well, if I get any more notices to appear from the New Zealand Police, I just won't be there. I'll send you in a written appearance saying this is just crap. As it is, I've sent Selwyn Horworth an invoice for his orders he gave me, and I don't see. I mean, does a fee schedule not hold any bearing in law?
No.
Why not?
Not.
It's a common. We live in a common law of the land, don't we? It's a common law country.
No, we don't.
So what are you saying? We're all governed by maritime law then?
Right. So.
No, I just want some clarification. You guys are asking me to do
The
things.
issue that you've raised.
The issue is that I have an invoice to bill.
In court as a defendant, and you failed to attend.
I did attend.
I know, but I'm talking about in the future.
In the future, there's not going to be any contract between myself and the New Zealand Land Transport Agency for you guys to enforce upon me.
All right. Okay, so the short answer was.
Yeah. So I just have one other question.
Responsible for paying for your attendance.
So I'll just send the invoice to the Crown then, because it's. I mean, you've put here my request. I wasn't requesting anything. I was asking who to send an invoice to. I'm not asking for nothing from you. I just want the invoice, who to send the bill to. I mean, you guys are liable. You asked me to appear.
You could try the Ministry of Justice, but I don't think you'll get any joy there either, because they don't pay for defendants to appear at court.
Yeah. So
appearing as the defendant to appear at court.
Yeah, okay. Another question here. On the bottom of this email, you've got a warning. The information contained, it may also be subject to provisions. I don't understand the Policing Act whatsoever. So what does that mean? Are you legally trained, Verdun?
I am.
You are. So can you explain to me what that means? Because I'm just a man. I only speak English. I'm not a member of the Law Society. I don't speak legalese. I'm not familiar with any terms of art. So if you could explain that to me, that would be awesome.
I don't know what it says for a start.
Okay, I'll read it out to you if you like. It was on the bottom of your email that you sent to me.
Mark, it's just a disclaimer to do with emails, and I don't have time to go into it. But thank you very much for your inquiry.
Can you, just as a matter of interest, Verdun, can you explain to me how come this officer in charge wouldn't respond to my correspondence?
I wasn't there, and I haven't seen the correspondence between you, so I'm not able to comment on that. He might have a different story.
Well, he ran over me foot and fled when he wouldn't answer my questions on the side of the road. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, how can a constable who's supposed to uphold the peace physically injure someone and then flee without being held liable whatsoever? I filed an IPCA complaint. It was given to his senior sergeant and completely whitewashed and ignored. So where do I go for redress? Do I have to go for a private prosecution against Neil personally?
Well, I would imagine that you could take a private prosecution against the officer if you were so inclined.
Okay, cool. Well,
right, thank you.
Thank you, Verdun. Have a good day. Bye-bye. So, they don't pay. We live in a common law of the land, don't we? It's a common law country.
No, we don't.
It's a common law country.
No, we don't.
It's a common law country.
No, we don't.
We live in a common law of the land, don't we? It's a common law country.
No, we don't.
We live in a common law of the land, don't we? It's a common law country.
No, we don't.
Are you legally trained, Verdun?
I am.
So we're going to ring the Ministry of Justice now.